How we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. Arsenal against PSG, Champions League, match week 2. And these are the kind of games you're in the Champions League for. Now, don't get me wrong. PSG, they may not be the team that they once were a few years ago when they had the likes of Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, etc. They were a frightening side. Still never went on to win the Champions League, but they were a frightening side at one point. And I'm not going to sit here and say that they're not frightening now. They're just not as frightening as they once were. But they're still a very, very good side. Unbeaten in the French league. You can, look at that one or two ways. That they've had a good start to the season or that the French league is not really that good. But it's not all roses at the moment with PSG. And news broke earlier today that Ousmane Dembele has been left out of the squad for this game. And there's obviously been a row with Luis Enrique. And it stems from their game against Rennes. What's happened? We don't know. But something has clearly happened to the point where he's had to leave Dembele out. And there will be some debates over, Dembele and his contribution, at PSG. Some will say he's their best player. Some will say he's not. I would say that they've got players like Bradley Barcola, who's going to be very, very dangerous and one to definitely watch. Scored a couple of times, in their last game. Likes to pick up the ball on that kind of inverted left channel, open his body, and, trying to Henry-esque, shall we say, in terms of finishing. It's the best way of describing it when a player uses their right foot to open their body and bend it round a goalkeeper. It's Thierry Henry, isn't it, at the end of the day? But he is a very good player. I would probably go to say that he's PSG's best player. But Ousmane Dembele, on his day, can be very, very dangerous. Pace for days. A bit erratic in the final third. Like we say, what Dembele turns up. So to not have him there is just something that you don't have to worry about. Because you never know. Dembele could have turned up and absolutely had an unbelievable game. And you're like, oh no. Because he will give you a lot of problems. So to not have him there is a bonus for Arsenal at the end of the day. You're not going to see the likes of Moreno yet. Martin Odegaard's not going to be returning. Mikel Arteta has made that clear. Calafiori and Ben White shouldn't be an issue and they will both be involved. And yeah, listen, at the end of the day, you look at this one because of the new format and everything. We want to get that first win on the board. Drawing last time out. PSG, they were actually very lucky last time out. Home game against Girona. And it was an actual own goal in the last minute. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. Goalkeeper, how on earth he's let that slip between his legs, I do not know. But PSG got those 3 points and we now need to go and get those 3 points. You're looking at all of our games, and I think we're starting with probably the toughest set of games that we could have got when we had, the Europa League champions first time out away from home. Then we've got PSG, and then next we've got Inter Milan away. So when you look at our group, it's a nice group. But the biggest games are right at the beginning. And again, it's one of those, you can look at it one or two ways. Get them done and dusted and out of the way. Or could you be in a situation where you kind of match day 4 thinking, whoa, we in a bit of a mess. And I suppose we were kind of like that at the start of the season when we looked at our opening 5 fixtures and we saw that we had Villa away, Spurs away, Man City away. In one sense, we were like, brilliant, get them all done and dusted now. In another sense, what if you don't win any? What if you lose a couple and then you're in a position like Manchester United, for example? It'll never be that bad, will it? But listen, I do think we'll get the victory. I do think that we'll have enough. I think team lineup will be pretty much the same. I feel that with all due respect to them, we will make some changes against Southampton at the weekend. Aaron Ramsdale returning, but that's another game for another day. I don't think we're going to be seeing Nwaneri for this one, despite how good his performance was when he came on. But again, I do feel he will possibly start against Southampton. Mikel Arteta may prove me wrong and start him in this game. I just don't think he will. But yeah, listen, with that said, let's go and get into the lineup. Starting off in goal, David Raya. Very, very straightforward. Right back, Jurrien Timber. I don't think Ben White gets back into the side right now. I love Ben White. I think he's an exceptional player. But football is a ruthless business at the end of the day. And the way that Calafiori and Timber have been playing, they've added a completely different dimension to the team. And I don't feel that that's going to change anytime soon. So Jurrien Timber will go there. Right centre-back, William Saliba. Very, very straightforward. Left centre-back, Gabriel. Again, very, very straightforward. And then left-back, Calafiori. There were some talks on social media that he picked up a bad injury at the end of the game. People were saying that he was in tears and he was emotional and everything else. And, you know, Mikel Arteta has already said that he should be absolutely fine. We saw pictures of him with what looked like a brace around his knee at the end of the game, but it was actually just a support strap-in. It wasn't a brace and anything that has any major severity or implications. And the fact that Mikel's already come out and said that he should be fine for the game suggests that he will play and he will start the game. It's as simple as that. Moving into the midfield, first of all, Thomas Partey. Some question marks over him. His performance against Leicester. The difference in the team when Yeri come on and Declan Rice was reverted back into that 6 role. Listen, it could happen. When Yeri's starting, it could happen. I would love to see it. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to see it. But I just can't. So for this game, Thomas Partey. On the right-hand side, Bukayo Saka. Again, very, very straightforward. We're then going to go with Trossard. Like I said, I would love to see Nwaneri in that role. I think he's the perfect replacement for Martin Odegaard. Left-footed as well. So just when he came on, I think that shows the level of trust that Mikel Arteta has in him now. Because a year ago, when the game's 2-2 and you need a goal and whatever, he would have looked at his bench and gone, right, bring Gabriel Jesus on or tried and tested or whatever it may be. He looked at it and went, now I'm going to bring you on. 17 years old. Change the game for me. Grab the game by the scruff of the neck and do something. And he did. And we were a lot better in that final 10-15 minutes. But I just feel he won't do that. He will play Trossard, and then alongside him will be Declan Rice. But again, don't be surprised if it is Declan Rice at the base, Nwaneri, then Trossard. There's a lot of options there, that's for sure. Until Moreno's back anyway, which I feel will be in about a week's time. On the left-hand side, I feel we will stick with Martinelli. Last couple of games, I think he's been really good. Goal and assist against Leicester. There's still a part of his game that's a little erratic at times and you'd like him to do more. And Sterling is knocking on the door, don't get me wrong. But I feel for now, it's not going to change and Martinelli will start this game. Up front, as the number 9, it will be Kai Havertz. I had a bit of mixed thoughts and emotions about his game against Leicester. I know he scored, but I felt there were parts of his game where he looked a little bit lazy at times. If you look at the first goal we conceded, it was because of him. He was very lazy, never got out. And because of that and combination of all of it, the deflection ends up coming off him and wrong foot in Raya for the first goal. But yeah, he suits our system and the way that we want to play and what we want to do in that final third. So very, very straightforward and he will start the game. So listen, there we go. That is it for the preview and the predicted lineup. Some issues at PSG with the Ousmane Dembele situation. But of course, they do have the likes of Bradley Bacola, like I said, in fine form at the moment. I think he's got 6 goals in 7 games. So very, very dangerous, and we're going to have to watch out for him. But listen, let's go and keep this momentum that we're on at the moment and get another win at the end of the day. It's been a great start to the season so far, unbeaten in all competition, and long may it continue. So listen, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot very soon. I'm out of here.